Welcome back to Empowered. I'm Elizabeth Namofsky. Today's topic is building lasting wealth. Emily, before we went to break, we were talking about joint accounts with children. And I think this is a really important topic because I know I have a lot of friends whose parents are in their 80s, like early 80s, late 80s. They don't have smartphones. They don't go online. They don't have email addresses. They don't have computers. So a lot of their children are on their accounts joint so that they can pay the bills and write checks and everything else. They've never taken a penny out of there, but they're there to help pay the bills and make life easier. Let's please continue about joint accounts and what your thoughts are.
So definitely, Elizabeth, it makes a lot of sense from a convenience perspective. And I do think that there's merit in having your children in situations as the ones that you described joint on the accounts with you. It is, though, important to just keep in mind the risks that could arise from that. As one that I mentioned was the fact that they are now legally owners of the assets in that account. And if they do have a breakdown of marriage, that could be subject to division and considered part of the marital property. So just things to be mindful of. Another reason people put their children on the accounts is for estate planning purposes. So to avoid probate and to have the assets go quickly into the hands of their children if they pass. Another solution around that, for example, RBC has a unique type of account where you could name your child the beneficiary of your account. So while during your lifetime, you're a complete owner and have full control over the account, but it will flow to them directly after somebody passes.
Oh, that's interesting to
Would
know.
say I would say that in all of these situations, it is really important to rely on your professionals and make sure that you're speaking with them so that you can see if it suits and matches your particular circumstances.
I'm a firm believer in speaking with a professional. We're all really good at our job, but a lot of people need that light to help them with whatever profession it is, whether it's tax or portfolio management, investing, whatever it is. So I'm a firm believer in that. Let's just kind of move on. What are some other important steps that women can take to manage their finances?
In my opinion, the most important thing is to have a plan. And we can get all caught up with life, but we really need to take a step back and think about what stage in life we are and have a plan and what our long-term goals are and budget for that. Something that is really important to consider is retirement. So if we're retiring at around age 65, 70 years old, people these days are living until sometimes age 100. I have a client who's 104 years old. And that is potentially 30 years of retirement that we need to be saving and planning for. And we need to budget for that. And I think oftentimes it's challenging because sometimes our expenses and income are difficult to balance, but it is not sustainable to be spending more than we're making. But on top of that, we also need to now manage for retirement as well. So to your point before, Elizabeth, and your $5 a day challenge, there's some really simple steps that we can take that seem small, but they really add up and they can be really significant. And it's things, for example, bringing your lunch to work instead of buying or ordering it in, or making your own coffee instead of buying it. And that's easily $4 or $5 a day that you could be saving. Review any subscriptions that you have. Do you really still need them all? If there's things that you know that you need to buy, maybe wait for them to go on sale and buy them in bulk. So there's many different things that we can do, but all these dollars add up, and sometimes it could be savings of thousands of dollars in a year. And if you do manage to accumulate that and set it aside, you could potentially consider also investing it in vehicles which are appropriate and will help you build that nest egg for later in life.
I love everything that you just said because I found like I was listening to me because this is exactly what I say to everyone. I think one of the things I'd like to add to that too is check the credit card statements on a regular basis. Then you'll know where a lot of your money is going because, as you said, check your subscriptions. But a lot of people seem to think that, oh, I only have one or two, but couples double up on subscriptions. Typically, people have seven, I believe, or something. The number's ridiculous. So you're right. Take a look and see where you're spending your money. Take a look and see where you can save your money and then use it to invest for your nest egg, for your retirement and everything else. I don't want to start another question because we are ready to go to break right now. but I'm gonna kind of ask it so you can start thinking about it during the commercial break. For women, I want to get into when women should start investing because so many women say they're too busy, they don't understand it, it's over their head. So please don't go away. We'll be right back with the answer to that question.